You can't come. The words left my brother's mouth like they were reasonable. Polite. Carefully planned. I stayed silent, gripping my glass too tightly. It's not personal, Nora, it's the type of event. Type? I asked. Elite. Important people. Investors. Her family. He looked away. That detail hurt the most. You know how you get in those environments. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because it was unbelievable. How do I get? You question too much. You talk about numbers, money, work. It makes people uncomfortable. I took a deep breath. It's your engagement party. Exactly, he replied quickly. We can't take risks. Risks. Like I was a mistake waiting to happen. From the hallway, I heard my parents confirm the plan. It's better this way, my mother said. She would embarrass us, my father added, not knowing I was listening. Embarrass. That was the moment something broke inside me. They thought I was the problem. And they had no idea I was the reason that family's empire even stood. I stood there after he left, the apartment too quiet, my phone still buzzing with family messages I didn't answer. They're just worried about you. Don't take it personally. Be mature about this. Mature. That word always meant stay small. I remembered every dinner where I was corrected with a look. Every time my questions made the table go silent. Every whisper, why can't you just be normal like your brother? I wasn't loud. I wasn't rude. I just didn't play pretend. Smile more, my mother used to say. Don't talk about money, my father warned. Let people enjoy things. Enjoy what? Lies? Appearances? Watching people praise success they didn't understand? That night, alone on my couch, I replayed my brother's voice. Elite people. Certain optics. You don't belong. I opened my laptop without thinking. Numbers filled the screen. Real ones. Revenue curves. Occupancy rates. Forecasts I had built with my own hands. The same luxury world they were so desperate to impress was quietly depending on me. And while they were trying to hide me, I was holding everything together. They just didn't know it yet. They never saw me as impressive. To them, I was the quiet daughter who worked online. The one who skipped parties. The one who didn't dress right. Is that even a real job? My mother once asked, smiling like she was being kind. It's temporary, my father replied for me. She'll figure things out. But what they never saw were the nights I didn't sleep. Me alone at 3 a.m., staring at broken systems, fixing what entire teams couldn't. Turning chaos into clarity. Hotels came to me desperate. Empty rooms. Falling profits. Panic everywhere. Can you help? They asked. I didn't promise miracles. I promised truth. I rebuilt pricing strategies. Cut waste. Redirected money where it actually worked. Every number had a reason. Every decision, a consequence. And it worked. Bookings rose. Revenue followed. Executives who once doubted went silent. One of them said, "You saved us." Another said, "We don't talk about the company without mentioning your name." I never told my family. Why would I? They had already decided who I was. While they polished my brother for the spotlight, I was building power where no one was looking. And soon, those two worlds were about to collide. When my brother said her name, my stomach dropped. Leah Harrington. I froze. Harrington? I asked, carefully. Yeah, he smiled. Her family owns a luxury resort empire. Huge. Huge. The same word executives used on calls with me. I kept my face calm while my mind raced. The dashboards. The emergency meetings. The late-night calls with her father, begging for solutions. "You okay?" my brother asked. "Fine," I said. "Just surprised." He leaned back, proud. "Mom and Dad are obsessed with her family. This is big." Big didn't even begin to cover it. I had spent months inside that company's numbers. I knew which resorts were bleeding money, which ones were saved at the last minute. I knew exactly how close they'd come to collapse. And none of it involved my brother. "So there's a party," he continued. "New Year's Eve. At one of their resorts." I waited. "Here it comes. And look. I think it's better if you don't come." There it was again. That familiar erasing. "They're very particular people," he added. "We only get one shot." I nodded slowly. Because explaining the truth would have shattered his fantasy too soon. And part of me wanted to see how far they'd go before reality caught up. I didn't confront anyone that night. I didn't cry. I waited. Later, when I got home, I heard my parents in the living room. Their voices low. "Strategic. This family is powerful," my father said. "We can't afford mistakes." My mother sighed. "Nora doesn't mean harm, but she doesn't know how to act around people like that. People like that. She asks uncomfortable questions," my father continued. "She talks about money like it's math, not status." I felt my chest tighten. Not because they misunderstood me, but because they never tried to understand at all. "So it's settled," my mother said. "She stays home." There it was. The decision made about me, without me. I stepped back into the shadows before they could see me. My hands were shaking, but my mind was clear. They were afraid I would embarrass them. Afraid I'd ruin the image they were trying to buy. What they didn't know was simple. The empire they were worshipping was standing because of me. And the night they chose to hide me was the night everything started turning in my favor. New Year's Eve arrived like a deadline I hadn't agreed to. My phone buzzed all day with photos I didn't ask for. My mother in a new dress. My father fixing his tie in a mirror. My brother smiling like he had finally become the man they always wanted. "Wish you were here," he texted. A lie wrapped in politeness. When they left for the airport, I stood in the doorway. They hugged me quickly, already halfway gone. "Be good," my mother said. "Relax tonight. Relax." While they stepped into a world they believed I didn't deserve. That night, fireworks exploded over the city. Champagne glasses clinked somewhere far away. And I sat alone on my couch with takeout going cold. Then I opened my laptop. The real party was there. Live data. Reservations flooding in. Revenue climbing by the minute. The same resort hosting their perfect celebration was breaking records because of systems I had rebuilt. An email popped up. From Leia's father. "Nora," it read, "we wouldn't be standing here without you." I stared at the screen, heart pounding. While my family toasted status and appearances, I was watching proof of my worth update in real time. They thought they erased me that night. Instead, they gave me the quietest, strongest confirmation of all. I didn't need their table anymore. I had built my own. I leaned back in my chair, watching numbers climb like fireworks on the screen. Occupancy rates. Revenue per room. Booking trends. All moving in the direction I had predicted months ago. No one at the party had a clue I was the engine driving it. They celebrated status. I celebrated results. They posed for photos. I posed for data. They drank champagne. I drank coffee, plotting the next move. A ping on my phone pulled me from the dashboard. It was Graham Harrington. "Nora, we're planning a wall of innovation at the Miami flagship," he wrote. "A place for the team to see what really saved the company. Your name, your photo, your projects. Front and center. I smiled, quietly, letting the irony sink in. The very family who had called me embarrassing, who had tried to hide me, would soon pass under my name every time they walked through the resort doors. I imagined their expressions when they realized the truth. How my mother's polite smile would falter. How my father would suddenly understand the difference between image and substance. I poured myself another coffee and opened the attachment. There I was. Nora Bennett. Data and growth strategist. The words felt heavy and light at the same time. Heavy with vindication. Light with freedom. For the first time, I didn't need anyone's approval. Because the people who mattered, the ones whose empire I had saved, already knew my worth. And soon, my family would see it too. Weeks later, an email arrived that made me sit up straighter. Subject line, Partners and Family Gala, Miami Flagship. I opened it slowly. Every detail screamed exclusivity. Names embossed in gold. A guest list carefully curated. And there it was, my name, near the top, under Strategic Partners. Below, my brother's name, Family of the Groom. I read it twice, then a third time. They had kept me out of his engagement party, but this time, there was no hiding me. I could see my parents' faces already, proud, shocked, unsure where to look. They had spent months controlling the narrative, pretending my work didn't exist. But now it was literally written in gold letters. I called Graham to confirm. Everything's set, he said, excitement in his voice. We've been telling everyone about you. They can't wait to meet the person behind the numbers. I hung up and leaned back. For the first time, I wasn't just part of the story, they were part of mine. And I smiled because I knew the moment my family would see me, their perfect image would start to crack. Not because I wanted revenge. But because justice had a way of showing itself quietly, with results, and they were about to witness it firsthand. For once, I wasn't hidden. I was front and center, where I had always belonged. The night of the gala, the air felt different. Heavy. Expectant. I arrived early, exactly as instructed. Not as someone's sister. Not as an afterthought. But as a partner. A staff member smiled and handed me a badge. Nora Bennett. Data and growth strategist. Seeing my title printed like that made my chest tighten. No minimizing. No explanations. No embarrassment attached. Inside, the resort glowed. Marble floors. Soft gold lighting. People who moved like they owned the air around them. This was the world my parents had always dreamed of entering. And I was already inside. I followed the coordinator toward the entrance hall. Then I saw it. The wall. Gold frames lined up perfectly. Case studies. Turnarounds. Stories of survival. And near the center, my face. My name. My work. I stood there for a moment, alone, letting it sink in. This wasn't revenge. This was proof. Voices echoed behind me. Familiar ones. Oh wow, look at this place, my mother said, breathless. My father laughed nervously. Ethan walked ahead, confident. Untouchable. They hadn't seen me yet. And for the first time in my life, I didn't rush to announce myself. I didn't shrink. I didn't hide. I just stood there, next to my name, and waited. The room hushed when Celeste Harrington tapped her champagne glass. All of you, please, she said, voice clear and commanding. I felt eyes scanning the crowd, but not mine. Until she gestured toward the wall. One of the people who changed everything this year, her finger landed squarely on my frame. This is Nora Bennett. Data and growth strategist. I froze for a second. Then I saw them. My parents' mouths opened, shut, and opened again. Ethan's confident posture faltered. The polished smiles of the elite froze mid-laugh. Celeste continued, reading the plaque aloud. Turnaround of Harrington and Vail Resorts post-pandemic slump. Dynamic pricing overhaul, targeted campaigns, recovery from near collapse. Nora Bennett led this transformation. Heads swiveled. Whispers filled the space. You're here, my mother finally managed. I stepped forward. Shoulders back. Yes, I said. Yes, I'm here. And I've been here all along. Graham and Celeste smiled at me, proud. The room shifted. No one dared question my presence. The people who had tried to hide me from their perfect party were now facing the undeniable truth. I wasn't the embarrassment. I was the reason the celebration existed. The room went quiet, a tension that stretched like elastic. My parents froze mid-step, glancing at each other, then at me. Ethan's jaw tightened, eyes wide, trying to process what he hadn't expected. Thomas. Karen, Graham's voice was calm, cutting through the awkwardness. You never told us your daughter was Nora? My father opened his mouth. Closed it. Opened it again. We didn't know, he stammered, voice small, faltering. Celeste's laugh was light, almost cruel in its clarity. We've been bragging about her for months. Every board meeting, every partner update. She saved this company when it almost failed. I held my ground. No shame. No apology. Just presence. Ethan finally approached me, voice low. You didn't tell me you were working with them. You didn't ask, I replied, steady. My parents' faces reddened, realizing the magnitude of what they had overlooked. For years, they had measured me against appearances. Tonight, the numbers spoke louder than any polite conversation ever could. I wasn't just recognized. I was celebrated. I was undeniable. And the people who tried to hide me were the ones shrinking in the glow of truth. Later, away from the crowd, my parents cornered me in a quiet hallway. Their faces were pale, eyes wide. You made us look foolish, my mother whispered. We had no idea, my father added, voice shaking. I looked at them calmly, shoulders back. No. The only foolishness was thinking my worth needed your approval. They faltered. You could have warned us, my father said, defensively. Prepared us. Prepared how? I almost laughed. By inviting me this time? By pretending to notice my work? Ethan stepped forward, his voice quiet but sincere. Look, maybe we handled things wrong, he said. But you know how Mom and Dad are. We just wanted everything to go smoothly. I nodded slowly. I will always be your sister, I said, soft but firm. And I will always be your daughter. But I'm done shrinking to fit your version of perfect. My mother's eyes filled with tears. Fear, we were just afraid you'd embarrass us, she whispered. I let it settle in. Yes, I said. But the only embarrassment was how little you believed in me. And tonight, the numbers, the results, they speak for themselves. They didn't argue further. For the first time, I wasn't negotiating for acceptance. I was standing in it. Back in the ballroom, the applause was different this time. Not polite clapping from relatives who barely listened. Not the nods that said, good girl, stay small. This applause was earned. Real. Powerful. People who had seen the work, felt its impact, understood its value. I stood under the golden lights, next to my framed photo, and let it sink in. No one cared about the dress I wore, the awkward questions I asked, or the family drama. All that mattered was clarity, insight, results, the things I had built while they tried to hide me. I could see my parents in the corner, shrinking under the weight of what they had missed. Ethan's face was pale, realizing he had underestimated me for years. And I smiled quietly, because I understood something essential. The real power wasn't in drama or revenge. It wasn't in proving them wrong with words or anger. It was in showing up where it mattered, doing the work, letting success speak for itself. That night, I didn't just reclaim my place. I redefined it. And for the first time, I felt completely untouchable, not because I had to fight them, but because I had never needed them to validate me. Later that evening, I watched my parents move through the gala. Every step, every glance at my framed photo, reminded them of the truth they had ignored. They didn't see her, my mother whispered to my father, voice small. She's incredible, he admitted quietly. Ethan came over, hesitant, unsure if I'd want to speak. You changed everything, he said. Yes, I replied. And I've been doing it quietly, without applause. But tonight, everyone sees it. I realized then that the real glow-up isn't just success. It's stepping into your worth, even when no one else notices. It's refusing to shrink for someone else's comfort. It's letting the results of your work speak louder than any family expectation ever could. My parents swallowed hard, caught between pride and regret. And for the first time, I didn't need to explain myself. Their realization, slow and unavoidable, was enough. I walked back to the wall of innovation, shoulders lifted, eyes bright. I wasn't just part of their world now. I had quietly been holding it together all along. And they had no choice but to recognize it. The gala reached its peak. Crystal chandeliers reflected golden light over the room, champagne flowed, laughter echoed, but my attention was on the wall. There I stood, in front of my own framed photo, my name etched in gold, Nora Bennett, data and growth strategist. Every guest who passed by would see it. Every board member, every partner, every employee whose job had been saved by my work. I watched my family cautiously approach. My parents, heads slightly bowed, moving as if they were entering sacred ground. Ethan, usually confident, now seemed small beside me, unsure how to act. Their world, polished and carefully curated, collided with the reality they had ignored for years. I was the one who had built the foundation. Look at this, my mother whispered to my father, voice trembling. She did all this? Yes, he said, finally meeting my gaze. All of it. Ethan stepped forward, voice low but sincere. Nora. I underestimated you. I see it now. I smiled, soft but victorious. You don't need to see me as less to see me as capable. I've always been here. The applause around us grew louder as Celeste Harrington called for a final toast. To the people who quietly make the impossible happen, she said, raising her glass. My eyes met Graham's, and he nodded in pride. I felt a sense of calm power. For years, I had been hidden, underestimated, treated as the problem. Tonight, I was undeniable. Not just in my family's eyes, but in the eyes of the people whose work truly mattered. As I raised my glass, I realized the real victory wasn't revenge. It was freedom, the freedom to stand tall, claim my worth, and finally let the world see me as I always was, brilliant, capable, and unstoppable. For the first time, I wasn't chasing acceptance. I was standing in my own glory. If you felt every moment of this story and cheered for my comeback, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button to show that stories of overcoming and justice inspire. Drop a comment below if you've ever felt underestimated or invisible, and tell me how you turned it around. I want to read every story. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss another emotional story like this, full of twists, quiet revenge, and victories that are worth every second.